Yo, what is up guys? It's me exactly back bringing some more daily NBA news. As always, you guys are the real MVPs for coming back each and every single day. Can't thank you enough. And I saw some of you guys' suggestions for the timer thing I was trying to do in the corner of the video yesterday, and you guys made some really good points, so I tweaked a little bit. I think it personally looks better, but you'll have to let me know what you think down in the comment section. Anyways, if you're new here, if this is your first time, then welcome. So glad you could join us. You guys are also greatly appreciated. But make sure that you smack that sub button and hit the bell as well so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the NBA on a daily basis. But now, let's take a look at everything that is going on in the NBA. But first, a quick word about this video's sponsor, Yabwear NBA Clothing. They have some of the best NBA style clothing with a handful of the league's most popular players. And from what they're telling me, they're about to have some really cool releases coming up in the near future. But for now, they have players like Curry, Harden, Kyrie, Westbrook, Simmons, LeBron, a bunch of the league's premier players. So feel free to check them out using the links in the description box below. For our first story of the day, we just got some breaking news from Spurs guard Danny Green, as he just blew the whole lid off this Kawhi Leonard debacle. As Danny Green came out and said that Kawhi Leonard himself told him, Danny Green, that he wants to stay in San Antonio.
I think at the point in the season where he started to get healthy, it was tough to bring him back. And I think he made a decision where I'm just going to continue to get healthy. But it's very normal, it's very common for guys to get a second opinion. Things were happening throughout the year where he's feeling good, but then would go back, and his injury was hurting him some. So he got a second opinion, didn't like how it was going, said he wasn't doing the right things, started getting on track to do better things to help him. It's up in the air right now, but I think he wants to be in San Antonio. He's let me know that. He's let me know verbally he wanted to be there.
See, up until this point, everything we knew about the Kawhi Leonard situation was speculation from the media, other than the fact that Kawhi Leonard himself came out and said that he wants to retire with the San Antonio Spurs, but I guess we all just decided to disregard him saying that. But now we have Danny Green saying similar things, saying that Kawhi Leonard told him that he wants to stay with the Spurs. And on top of that, of course, we got the report saying that the San Antonio Spurs are prepared to offer Kawhi Leonard the $219 million Supermax contract come July 1st. So all this in mind, with all this information that we are getting, I'd be beyond surprised if Kawhi Leonard gets traded from the San Antonio Spurs. Next up in the news, Damian Lillard, who was just selected to the All-NBA first team, which drew some controversy after the fact, since he was selected ahead of guys like Stephen Curry, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, or even, Kyrie Irving. He was catching a lot of slack for his spot on the All-NBA first team after how he performed in the NBA playoffs. And this is just another example of why the NBA needs to announce these things before the playoffs start. Because once guys don't do so well in the playoffs and they're given some type of award over a guy like Chris Paul, who has been absolutely amazing in the playoffs, kind of skews everyone's judgment on what the awards are actually supposed to be, regular season awards. So fix this, NBA. Anyways, we are now getting reports that Damian Lillard wants to meet with Blazers owner Paul Allen once again. In fact, Lillard may have already requested a follow-up meeting with owner Paul Allen, the source indicated. Apparently, the source said Lillard's agent Aaron Goodwin is whispering as much. If so, great, because Goodwin might seize that good news and utilize Thursday's All-NBA announcement to push the Allen Lillard meeting into fruition. So I guess this is trying to say that Lillard and his agent are trying to use the fact that Damian Lillard just made the All-NBA first team to bait the owner Paul Allen into a meeting. But do you really need to bait the owner into a meeting with your star player? I would hope not. I don't know. All we do know is that Lillard wants to have a meeting with him. Anything from this point is 100% speculation. However, this will be the second time that we know of, at least in the past few months, that Damian Lillard has requested to meet with the owner Paul Allen. The first time, it was to tell Allen that he is committed to this team as long as the team is committed to try and winning championship. As according to reports, the two-time All-Star made it clear though that he has championship aspirations and wanted to fulfill those lofty goals during the remaining years of his prime window. Lillard is still only 27 years old, so he's not going to be exiting his prime for a few years. He's still got time. However, it's also crystal clear that the Portland Trail Blazers are quite a ways off from being an actual championship contender. So Lillard in this meeting might want to know what moves, if any the Blazers are planning to make to get closer to becoming a championship level team. Next up in the news, we got reports from a source who is close to MJ and the Charlotte Hornets organization, saying that he knows exactly what the Hornets are looking for in exchange for Kemba Walker, and also saying that this summer will be the best time for the Hornets to trade Kemba Walker since there won't be that many premier point guards available in free agency. The starter has to be a first-round pick in the lottery, now or next year, also going on to say that he'd expect a young player as part of the package for Walker as well. But he also, of course, noted that any team willing to give up that much to get Kemba Walker, a lottery pick plus a young player, would also want some type of reassurance from Kemba Walker that he would re-sign with them. The only way that happens is if the other team gets a commitment long-term from Walker to re-sign. There aren't a lot of all-star point guards out there. Walker is an asset a lot of teams would see as a way to get better. We all know that the Charlotte Hornets started listening to offers for Kemba Walker back towards the NBA trade deadline. However, they just decided to keep him because obviously he wasn't traded. However, since then, there has been a change of management with the Charlotte Hornets where Mitch Kupchak is now the president of basketball operations. So if there ever is a time that the Hornets are going to trade Kemba Walker like we all thought they would have been for the past couple of years, now would be that time. For our fourth story of the day, we have finally gotten word from the face of the franchise of the New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis, about how he feels about the Knicks hiring Dave Fizdale as their head coach. And I don't think he's been this excited since he was originally drafted by the New York Knicks, as he tweeted out this yesterday. Just had a great conversation on the phone with Coach Fizz. Man, I'm excited, let's go. Now, a lot of times teams will have their star players meet with the guy they're thinking about hiring as a head coach just to make sure the two sides get along and there won't be any rifts. Similar to how the Milwaukee Bucks had Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton meet with Mike Budenholzer before he was actually hired by the Milwaukee Bucks. But with the Knicks, that wasn't as possible since Kristaps Porzingis has been off the grid. The last thing I've heard about him was that he was rehabbing in Spain. But Porzingis isn't the only one that's excited here, as Dave Fizdale is also pretty excited about his opportunity to coach Kristaps Porzingis, as he said this not too long ago. I'll spend time with the kid and his family. I want to hear their experience and what they see going forward with Kristaps and how I can interject and help in a way become what I think he can be, which is an MVP caliber player. Part of that goes along with winning, and I know that's what he's ready to do. Dave Fizdale has been saying all the right things ever since he was hired by the New York Knicks. Now it's just up to the Knicks to put together a team that's actually capable of winning. Now though, moving on to our final story of the day, and of course that is Game 5 between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors. And this is the first time in the Golden State KD era that the Warriors now face elimination, as it was the Rockets who were able to come away with a 98-94 win. And Steve Kerr was mic'd up during that game, and we all heard him say something pretty interesting to Kevin Durant. Basically, that he needs to pass the ball and trust his teammate.
When MJ was with the Bulls, we had a playoff game, and he kept trying to score. And he was scoring, but we weren't getting anything going. Phil Jackson said, "Who's open?" I said, "John Paxson." I want you to trust your teammates early. What you're doing is you're getting to the rim, and then you're trying to hit them. I want you to trust the first guy, and then move. Still attack, still look to score, but trust these guys, okay?
Rockets have forced the Warriors to play a brand of basketball that they really aren't used to, ISO, and Kevin Durant has been the primary focus of the Warriors offense when they do ISO him, and that just hasn't been working out so great, especially in the fourth quarters of both Game 4 and Game 5. Kevin Durant has been ice cold during those times. Yet despite all of this, despite being down 3-2 in this series, the Warriors are still extremely optimistic. Steve Kerr even says he doesn't mind the position they're in at all. He thinks they're in a great position.
I feel great about where we are right now, and that may sound crazy, but I feel it. I know exactly what I'm seeing out there, and we defended them beautifully tonight. We got everything we needed. Just too many turnovers, too many reaches, and if we settle down a little bit, we're gonna be in really good shape.
And Draymond Green says that he guarantees the Warriors will be back in Houston for a Game 7. Well, without Chris Paul in Game 6, the odds of there being a Game 7 are extremely high. We all know that Chris Paul went down in the final minute of the fourth quarter with a hamstring injury, and the Houston Rockets have already came out and ruled him out for Game 6. That is a huge blow to the Houston Rockets. Hopefully though, he will be ready to go for Game 7 because the Rockets are really going to need him. He's been playing phenomenally for them in this series. But that is going to bring us to the question of the day. Do you guys think that the Houston Rockets have any chance of winning Game 6 without Chris Paul? Let me know down in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow. But until then, keep getting the Bucks to SEC, and I'm out of here.